Your next chapter is already forming. In fact, because all is now and all is finished, creation is finished, that next chapter is already here. But what we perceive with a mind that tracks things in a linear sense, that next movement, that next chapter of growth or expansion, what we think of as becoming or forming, it happens in silence first. The trick is to be able to master listening to the formless, listening to the silence, trusting our silent inner knowing and our silent inner authority. It's really a kind of mastery of path of self-discovery when we can be still and listen. Because if we have that stability and we're safe in the silence, safe with the feeling of not having to do anything, that's the real inner growth. That's the real inner work, moving from doing to being. It's the difference between showing up for the world or showing up for your own soul. It comes right on the heels of celebrating what's already here. If you want to move into your next chapter and celebrate expansion, you have to celebrate what's already here. You celebrate your arrival in this now moment by looking around and taking an inventory of what's already here. Let yourself feel some pride in the life you've created, even if it's not perfect. Whose life is? The work that you've done, the inner growth you've achieved, that's earned stability. You put forth a certain amount of effort. What do you have in your life right now when you look around that shows that exhibits that? Celebrate it. And in that celebration, it allows you to take rest in the kind of safety of being with what is. It's really the key to naturalizing and normalizing and regulating a nervous system to be with silence. That silence can still be celebratory. And that next chapter that you think is forming, that next thing you would like to do, experience, have, let it be shrouded in mystery first. Let yourself be safe in the mystery of what's forming first. Celebrate what is. And don't rush to try to share what you sense is emerging or try to explain it to anyone. It's yours and yours alone. It's taking shape in your innermost sanctum, in the sacred unseen. Let it just hang out there for a minute. Instead of rushing to build the next best thing, go sit inside what's already here. Look out at the view and feel safe from where you are right now. And as long as you're not driving or doing anything physically strenuous, I'll take you through a little tour of this inner mystery. In this pause that you might be experiencing right now in your life, as a human family, we've learned to fear the pause. We need to unlearn that. The pause is sacred. The stillness is where creation unfolds. It's gestation. It's not regression. Trust that when you're in the stillness, you are safe to be there, because that's you being okay with the full presence that you are. The more you do that, how you lead, how you teach, how you serve, how you show up, only gets enriched by this greater communion with your own presence. And in those moments where the outer world stabilizes or seems to slow down, or where there's an apparent pause, start recognizing it as, this is so the inner world can speak to me more clearly without all the noise that I've built outside. So having that perspective shift really comes from a sense of safety in silence. So go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable position. You can be laying flat on your back. You could be sitting up straight. Here we make presence your foundation for all movement, being that leads to more natural unfolding of doing. And learn to see this as part of your spiritual toolkit, this presence, where you recognize, I've always been safe, I've always been whole, I've always been exactly what I am seeking. And the only thing that reveals that to me is this silent communion with my own presence. Make it a daily ritual. So as you get comfortable laying down or seated with your back straight, feet flat on the floor, close your eyes. Begin breathing through your nose, letting your belly expand fully as you pull breath from deep in the belly, and exhale through the mouth. And now begin breathing through your nose again, letting your belly expand even more fully this time, letting more breath fill your lungs, and release through your mouth with a gentle smile gently. And with each breath, remind yourself, I'm safe right now. If thoughts arise about some perceived future threat, you gently return to right now, where all your power is here. All your power is now. In this space of collapsing everything into one, into the now, keep your breath steady. And ask yourself, what actual threat exists for me right now? Notice how many of what you would call your urgent problems only exist in thought, as an idea. And keep breathing in and out. Place your hand or your hands on your belly with eyes closed. Keep breathing in and out, and remind yourself that everything is mine if I feel safe having it. When I feel safe, I'll see that everything is working perfectly, even the pauses, even the moments of slowing down so stabilization can happen. What if the stabilization is happening so I can feel safe in the silence, in the stillness? So I can be reminded, this is my true nature. And in this feeling, can I expand this safety? Yes, if you allow it. How would I approach this perceived challenge I'm facing if I knew I was eternal? That I'm an infinite being with infinite possibilities available? How would I then see this issue or challenge? If I were 100% responsible for creating my reality, how would I see this issue as an opportunity rather than an obstacle? What if what's happening is nothing to fix or try to push past? What if that's just coming from the part of me that doesn't feel safe? But if I return to deep breathing, I return to presence, and I also return to safety. I remind myself every time I do that, I am present, I am whole. This is all here for me, by me, as me. I'm letting my presence show me what's real. And what's real in this moment is that I exist in a perpetual state of love, joy, peace, and power. And when I choose to expand that, the next chapter unfolds naturally. The inspired actions to follow on the heels of this stillness flow easily without forcing or coaxing. When I feel safe, I don't need to rush to the next mountain. I feel safe, allowing myself the stillness to be at the threshold without rushing to the next moment, the next arrival point, the next destination, the next results. Because what are results to an eternal being aligned with infinite possibility, embodied in boundless, endless potential? There's only the byproduct, the benefit of living in this constantly ever-expanding state of expansion. And when I am present, when I am fully here and now, all of it is revealed. And when I return to the safety of this presence, I will feel safe with having all of it. And breathe, breathing in and out. And you can linger here. You can continue to breathe in and out, expanding into more and more of this infinite, inexhaustible source, light and pure energy that you are. Or you can just gently let your eyes flit open, come back into this moment, back into the fullness of your physicality. And breathe in and out. And remember this stillness. Remember there is safety in this stillness because there's no illusion. There's no distortion. There's just you as infinite, eternal being. All that is. And what I said about rushing to the next mountain and not needing to do that, as beings who have learned to not trust stillness, or to see it as something that's lazy, or to see it as daydreaming, whimsical, fantastical, and we shouldn't be idle in that space for too long, I want to tell you that's exactly where all your power is. Don't be swindled by anyone else's idea or any indoctrination or anything that you've learned over time about taking these moments of stillness, these moments of rest, these moments of recognizing your true nature. This is not trivial. This is who you are. This is your greatness. Gently return to it, often. Take 5 minutes, take 1 minute. Do 30 seconds. But always remind yourself, I do this because this is who I am. I commit to my presence because what else is there? And you're always going to be reminded, I can do anything. I am everything. So it's not about doing anything and rushing to the next achievement. It is about celebrating these moments in stillness, where you can take an inventory of, I am all that which is. I can look at my life and see things through kinder eyes. I can look at myself here without judgment, without fear, without needing to explain, without needing to define myself even. I can just be. And all that urgency we want to rush to is more of a trauma response, needing to constantly do and create. Not only is it unsustainable, but it doesn't allow us to savor what is. It doesn't allow us to fully expand into the only moment that truly exists, which is the eternal now. Everything happens first in this communion of presence with the eternal now. If you like this content, and if you enjoyed this little journey back to the presence that you are and making it your foundation, let me know. Comment down below. The more you comment, the more you like these videos, the more I get to share this with other like-minded souls who also want to appreciate these kinds of expansions. And please consider subscribing to this channel if you want to celebrate what we've done here today and you want to experience more of it. And if you're interested in experiencing a 5-day liberation event with me, check out the description in the comments. It's free to join these live calls, November 3rd to 7th, 2025. I'd love to see you there. Thanks for listening, Infinite Creator. Bye for now.